What's going on, everyone? Eddie Martinez here with the Recording Connection, and welcome to your additional supplemental video for lesson number 18. Now, this one's going to be all about guitar and drum miking techniques, so go ahead and grab a pen and paper, and we'll get started. Okay, so the first technique I want to go over is how to mic an acoustic guitar. Now, this is really simple. What you're going to want to do is place a condenser mic around 6 to 12 inches from where the fingerboard joins the body. Now, if you want to record this in stereo, all you need to do is add a second mic at the same distance from the bridge. If you want a little bit more isolation, go ahead and place that second mic 3 inches from the end of the fingerboard. Now I want to go ahead and quickly go over some techniques for recording without a microphone. And this is not going to work for all instruments, but it will work for a few of them, like electric guitars, basses, synthesizers, and drum machines. Okay, so if you want a clean sound, what you're going to want to do is plug that guitar into a direct box and then plug the direct box output into the mixer mic's input. That would work for an electric guitar or an electric bass. Now, if you're working with a drum machine or maybe like a synthesizer that might have 2 outputs and 2 inputs, what you're going to want to do is use 2 direct boxes. So rather than connecting, let's say, that synthesizer directly into the mixer, you could use a direct box to kind of cut out some of the hum that might occur. Now, the next thing we're going to cover is how to go ahead and mic a guitar amp. And we're going to use a very simple technique. This might be one that you might be familiar with. But what you're going to want to do is place a cardioid dynamic mic and place this mic 1 inch from the speaker cone slightly off center. Now, this is going to give you a brighter tone. If you want a little bit more of a mellow tone, place the mic near the edge of the speaker cone and you'll get that more mellow tone. Now let's go ahead and talk about some drum miking techniques. We're first going to go over miking techniques, which is in regards to toms and snares. So one way of doing this is placing a cardioid dynamic mic around 1 inch above the head, usually around 1 to 2 inches from the rim, around 45 degrees pointing downwards. Another alternative is just to use clip-on drum mics. Now, when you're miking drums, one thing you want to do is also make sure that these drum heads are finely tuned. The next technique I want to go over is miking cymbals. So this would usually be used by using 1 or 2 boom stands and using a condenser mic around 2 to 3 feet over the cymbals. Now these mics can actually be spaced 2 to 3 feet apart, mounted XY style for a mono-compatible recording. Now let's go over miking a hi-hat. This is actually a very simple one. All you're going to want to do is get a condenser mic with a low frequency roll-off and place it around 8 inches above the outside edge of the hi-hat, aiming down. And then the final technique we're going to go over is miking a kick drum. Now this one's a little bit more tricky because there's a little bit more work to it. One way you could do it is by removing the front head, or if this drum already has a hole cut in it, what you're going to want to do is kind of dig inside the shell and place a pillow or blanket pressing against the beater head of that drum. What this is going to do is it's going to dampen the vibration and it actually tightens the sound. From there, what you're going to want to do is place a cardioid dynamic mic inside a few inches from the beater. Now if you want a little bit extra attack or click, what you're going to want to do is boost the EQ around 3 kilohertz to 6 kilohertz. Or you could even just cut it a few dB by around 400 hertz to remove any of that papery, flimsy sound that you might get. Alright guys, that's all the information that I have for you today, but of course it's up to you to put this knowledge to use. Now don't forget to jump back into your Recording Connection workbook and just double check to see if you have any mandatory supplemental reading assignments to turn in for this week. Now if you feel shaky on any of this material, what you need to do is go back into your provided textbook and reread that material. Just remember that these videos are only a supplement to your education. Okay? Now if you're watching this video online and you want to know more about the recording process and you want to learn how to become a recording engineer in just 6 months, what you need to do is you need to check out the recordingconnection.com or call the provided number. Our staff is actually going to set you up with an engineer in your town or in a town near you. We have tons of locations all across the US and parts of Canada, and we're actually really proud to say that we have more than a 72% hiring success rate thanks to our student advisor that comes with your enrollment. So I hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys a little bit later.